Alrighty, so it's about that time, I guess. It's been a little while since I've done one of these, but it's mainly because obviously I don't really play but one world per update, maybe, and even then, sometimes I skip updates. But yeah, we're back on the Minecraft realm, and I figured we would show off the base that we did for this update. So we're sitting at spawn at the moment. We're just going to head over there to the base. I just wanted to show like maybe how far away we went, because we really didn't go too far, because if you're unaware, the whole update for this one was 1.18, which was the caves and cliffs update, and it basically made it to where there was, they increased the world height, above and below, so there was a lot of really cool cave stuff to look at. First thing we're looking at right here, this is pretty much above the base, because obviously I think everybody in this update kind of ended up doing like a cave base because of all of the new caves and stuff like that. I made another gunpowder farm, but it really isn't working as good as I was hoping it was. I don't know if it's because I just haven't lit up the area and stuff like that around here, or maybe I just made it too short. But yeah, I had literally the exact same design in the last world that we did, but yeah, I just didn't encase it in glass or anything like that. I figured if we put this quartz glass around it now, because this quartz glass is it blocks light from the outside, then the mobs will be able to spawn all day around and stuff like that, even in daylight. But then again, the protector around it is supposed to make it to where they can spawn on the inside during the day. But I don't know if it's just the fact that this area is not lit up enough. Maybe the caves are too big and not lit up enough, but the spawn rates in this thing are terrible this time around. So it's basically just very slowly, passively gathering gunpowder. So I mean, I guess it does its job in all honesty, but the rates on it are just not what they used to be. So yeah, kind of disappointing there, but let's glance over that. This is the base. This is the whole thing. Tiny little shack. You just get under here and you're good to go. Thanks for watching. Anyway, so I never really did anything to the actual entrance here. It's literally just I put this up here. Little lag spike there. I put this up here so that way the rain wouldn't go down the holes, but yeah, I literally just found the first azalea tree that I could find, which is the ones that have these leaves right here, and I just kind of dug down and I ended up finding this lush cave, and I just sort of went with that because my biggest regret is that there are much bigger caves and stuff like that in this update, but I thought the lush caves were really cool because of all the greenery and stuff like that they have in them. They have these cool little like vines with the glowberries and such, and then they have the little drip leaves and such. I just thought they were really cool, and this was the first one that I kind of came across, so this ended up being the starter base, and then my starter base always ends up flourishing into my actual base. So instead of there being like a whole bunch of like, I guess like square rooms and stuff like that and more like actual architecture, we tried to stick as close to the actual like contour of the cave as possible, so there's not really a whole lot of like sharp walls or anything like that. It's just whatever the cave sort of threw at me, I kind of stuck with that, and maybe changed the actual like wall texture and stuff like that, because obviously this wasn't all granite and stuff, so I did granite and then mixed in some bricks and terracotta and stuff like that in here, just because it's the same same kind of color scheme. So yeah, little fireplace right here at the beginning. This was one of the biggest reasons why I settled down here, is because I literally, like, this was the entrance. I found this zombie spawner and I was like, all right, well, easy peasy, like we can call this home or at least we can call this like a somewhat of a extra base or something like that, because we already have a mob spawner. So pretty simple stuff. You turn off the light, they go down. I even have ice as the floor on this one, just so that way I can try to make them go a little bit faster. I think in the last world that we did, I ended up replacing the floor with ice as well. But yeah, just I don't know, they go up there, come down here, beat the crap out of them, and then all their stuff goes into the little thing. I don't know, I ended up, this has changed like 3 or 4 times. It used to just be just this, and then they would fall down, and then I think they used to fall down like right here, but we ended up changing that around. I made this little area back here so that way you can access the wiring and such. That way you can actually mess with this if you need to. Then if you come down here, we actually have a little pathway that leads to our beacon area, and we have all of Haywood's slimes that are named different stuff. I completely forgot he did this, but yeah, we have our little beacon down here. He obviously did villagers again this update, so you can tell that it is all made out of emeralds, which is pretty standard. So, you know, as good as, you know, villagers are, you pretty much expect somebody to do them in each update, and he just always seems to bite the bullet on that one. So yeah, we've got we do have the new other side disc. I don't want to actually put this in because the discs are really loud, but yeah, if you haven't heard that disc, really cool, honestly. But yeah, this is just like the main little entrance area. You got a little couch here, fireplace. I tried to, you know, put these little shelves up and stuff as much as possible and decorate them. I feel like I need more little trinket items that I can set on shelves and stuff just to decorate a little bit more. But I guess let's start with down here, just because this will be easy. So you can come down here. This was the original mine area. We went all the way that way, and then Haywood ended up wanting to go lower because obviously it goes all the way down to here now, and there's a bunch of tuft and what is this, deep slate? And at some point he needed a really big carrot farm for his villagers, so he did this pretty much all by himself. We had a little bit of help from Weldon. I didn't do any of this, just so you know, but yeah, he made this gigantic carrot farm, which is really hilarious to me. Oh, he's got potatoes in here too as well, so not just carrots, I guess, but yeah, he was just using this all for villager breeding, which is cool. Yeah, I guess it seems a little overkill, but it is what it is. Alright, so after that, I'm going to try to keep this, I'm going to try to keep it short, but obviously it's a whole world. I'm not going to show every little thing, but we come up here. We have the portal area, which goes into the nether. We also had Weldon on the server, but he decided, but he ended up starting whenever nobody else was online. So instead of being able to find our base, he actually just went really far away and made his own base. But yeah, you can go through the nether to get to his base, and I think we have like a road to a nether fortress and some other stuff in there. All of this, this base is kind of confusing, but I don't know what would be the best way to start. I think let's go over here first. So if you come, like, this is back at the thing, or the back at the like living room area. You come up here, and then this is the storage room. I don't really know why this is the storage room, but just we ended up just starting to fill this little wall up with chests, and then, you know, that ended up being the storage room. So there's all the chests and everything. I just thought it was kind of cool. This area was all open and such to begin with, so I just put this little frame around, and I really didn't have anything to do with copper blocks or anything like that, so I oxidized a whole bunch of them and just sort of used them as small decorations and such here and there, but I didn't know what to do with them, so I just kind of used them for just random stuff. But yeah, little window here where you can see into the cow pen. This was one of the later things that I ended up building, but it's just like a little forge area where you can, you know, use your blast furnace. You can, you know, that's automatic smelting, just a whole bunch of furnaces and stuff like that to smelt anything else that you need. I have a smoker here in case you need to, you know, cook a bunch of food really quickly. We have a bunch of coal and then a stone cutter, and I don't really know why, but I ended up putting another fireplace in here. I had a anvil on top of this crafting table, but I guess we broke that at some point. I tried to put these little paths everywhere, so I tried to mix it up as much as possible. So it's this new kind of dirt, rooted dirt. This is what you get if you dig underneath the azalea trees and stuff like that, which you can find every so often. They're scattered around, but yeah, I thought that was kind of cool dirt, so I used that along with mixing in some coarse dirt, some terracotta, some jungle planks, because we're obviously in a jungle. I even used jungle trapdoors and slabs and stuff like that whenever you're, you know, moving up a block, just to give it a little bit more of a gradual transition, I guess. Obviously, like this to this is not as gradual as this to this, but I don't know, I just thought the planks were, or the trapdoors were kind of a nice touch. I use trapdoors a lot and I feel like nobody understands why I use them, so I come around here all the time and these are flipped up and messed around. So yeah, let's head down here because this is pretty much a dead end anyway, so I can try to go ahead and get some of this smaller stuff out of the way. This is the, obviously, potion brewing area. I did the sort of stalactite stuff because I thought it was kind of interesting. Obviously, if you don't know, they added stalactites in this update, and if you put lava source blocks or water source blocks above these stalactites, they will actually drip into the cauldrons and fill them up over time. Not that I really needed any sort of like buckets of lava, or I mean, I have a literal water, you know, infinite source up here for the potion bottles, but I don't know, I thought it was just neat. I didn't have anything else to put, you know, symmetrically on the other side of it, so we got some potion storage and stuff. I never even make potions. I think Weldon has a potion area in his house, like in his base way off where, so he ended up doing a lot of our potions for us. Small little netherwort farm, and then this goes down even further into the caves. We actually have another zombie spawner, but I really don't know what to do with it. And then we even have a spider spawner over here, which is kind of nuts. So yeah, there's just a ton of, I've noticed like we found so many spawners. This is just all random cave area down here. There's probably axolotls and stuff like that swimming around. Yeah, you can see one over there. But yeah, just these lush caves were just super cool to me, so I thought, you know, it would be neat to sort of just, I don't know, go with the flow, and anytime I'd see like a little area that branches off from the cave, I can, you know, turn that into something for the base or whatever and make little extra rooms. So this ends up coming around here into this big open area. Really quickly though, let's head back to the living room so you can catch your bearings really quickly, and then we're gonna go up this staircase right here. And then this one's cool because this little pond thing was actually already here from the start, but it was all clay and stuff like that around here, because in lush caves these just little ponds spawn with these drip leaves and stuff in them, which are really cool, because if you don't know, you can step on the drip leaves, but once you step on them they sort of like fall in, so that way you can't hold, or like you can't stay on them for too long, which ends up making like a cool little like almost parkour sort of mechanic. But yeah, I thought that was kind of neat, so I just used those as a little bit of vegetation. Kept the original pool, put some lights and some seaweed and stuff like that down in it. The biggest problem with these lush caves, I have to say, by far, 10,000%, are tropical fish. For whatever reason, tropical fish will spawn 1,000 times a day. Like, there's just dead tropical fish everywhere, because they just end up, you know, jumping out of the water, they kill themselves, blah blah blah, or like axolotls will spawn and kill them, and it's a whole ordeal. So yeah, I dug underneath it a little bit and sort of made like this little flowing river that goes like through this part of the base, which I thought was kind of cool. I made this little farm area over here. Originally, like, I think I did have to dig all of this out right here. I think there was a wall that went around like this, to sort of secure the outer edge of the pool, but I just pushed that back a little bit, so that way we actually had like an actual farm area. This was obviously before Haywood made the gigantic carrot farm down below, but yeah, this one just has a little bit of everything, so that way we can just stockpile some stuff as we go along. Got some composters, jungle, you know, cocoa beans. Nothing too crazy. So heading around even further, this goes back around to where the storage area is. So it's a lot of twists and turns, and I'm so used to it. Like, I know my way around this base, but they have so much trouble like trying to find their way around this thing, because it is a bit confusing. I'm not gonna lie, but it's just because I built all of it pretty much. It's just easy for me to know where I'm going. We have this area up here, just to show really quickly. I don't really like this area up here. Like, I just didn't know what to do with it, so I pretty much just covered it all in you know, copper blocks, so that way it oxidizes over time. I come up here every once in a while to see if any of them are done. I mine them and then use them for small decorations here or there. Nothing crazy, but yeah, if we come over here, we have just like a little arrow station. I don't have anything in these chests at all. I was planning on putting some extra bows and some extra arrows and such, because we got a fletching table. I was like, we could maybe make a room dedicated to the fletching table. But yeah, it's just a little just shooting range, kind of. You just practice your shooting. Easy peasy. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of neat to maybe have one. I've never messed with these target blocks before, so I thought that was kind of a neat little inclusion. This goes back into this room over here, so we're just going to come in from this area right here because it may be easier for me. So originally this was just like a small, like one of these little small circular rooms, and I was like, ooh, I really need a spot to start growing trees down here. So I just ended up like digging really far back in here and just tried to make it as naturally, like, you know, I guess blending into the cave as much as possible. So yeah, this was originally just a small room, but I pushed the walls all the way back, so that way I had a lot of room to just plant trees and grow them and stuff like that, so I could actually get wood. This is where the little river ends up coming out at. Just sometimes you'll see little axolotls like flying down through this little river, which is kind of funny. Took us forever to find cactus in this world for whatever reason. We still haven't even found an actual desert biome. Obviously, all of the sand that we have has come from beaches or just underneath rivers and stuff like that. But we actually had to find. We searched for so long for a desert biome that we ended up finding a mesa biome with like the terracotta and stuff like that, or like the Badlands biome, I think it's called. And we got the cactus from there, which was hilarious. Like it's crazy that we found a Badlands biome before a regular desert. But I guess it's just luck of the draw. We'll see what this little slime block is for in a minute. But yeah, you come through here. Just really quickly, we can head down through here. It literally is just a small little corridor that leads to a geode. There was a crystal geode here, and I just hollowed the whole thing out so that way we had the ones where the crystals spawn on, so that way I could farm these over time to make more of that like one-way glass. I don't know what the glass is actually called, but it's you know, it doesn't let light through. So yeah. Heading through here, obviously we have the bee area. I tried to decorate some of the walls with just excess like honey blocks and hive blocks and stuff like that, because I thought it looked kind of neat. It really makes the rest of like the stone and dirt and stuff like that make it look really bad in here, but I don't know, I like the whole color scheme with the, you know, the honey sort of color scheme. Thought it was neat. So a lot of bees. I bred a lot of bees and messed with this for a long time, like later in the update. But yeah, so that's the staircase that heads up to the shooting range. Really quickly, we'll head in here. I think this is the last thing that I worked on personally, which was just a small little like dimly lit library area. There's not really anything actually in here besides actually I don't think any of these have anything in them. I think we were going to write down coordinates in one of these, but I don't know, never really got around to it. I just thought this was like a neat little idea. I put leaves and stuff like that to sort of keep it a little bit more natural in here, kinda, and then I did like floating candles, which I thought was kind of neat. So yeah, I don't know, nothing super fancy, but I like how it turned out. I think it turned out pretty good. So I even have some lights, some little dim lights, the soul lanterns and stuff littered through here, so that way there's just a tiny bit of light that you see as you go through, which is kind of cool. If we head up here, we can go to my personal bedroom. Downstairs is like the little, I guess, lounge area, just some little armor stands and stuff like that, little fireplace, nothing crazy. But if we go around the back and up here, we have an ocelot in a cage sort of deal. I have my bird Cookie, which is a play on words, because you don't want to feed parrots cookies because it will kill them. Just some small decorations. I have one singular fish. I can't remember if we even put a name tag on him, and I don't remember what his name was at this point, but yeah, that's literally just all that my bedroom is. For some reason, there's a lot of the times there's an Enderman up here for whatever reason. I don't know, but yeah, mine super simple, I guess. This was what the slime block was for. Just so that way you can bounce if you really want to. Obviously, it's a bit slower because you have to bounce several times if you don't want to take fall damage. But yeah, so we're back at this location. If we head left, we have a little axolotl aquarium sort of thing. This is Aussie's room right here. I just sort of built it with kind of animals in mind. I made like this little animal, I guess, plateau, like platform sort of thing, and she likes a lot of dogs, and she found cats because the villagers started spawning cats, which was unfortunate. But yeah, little window here so you can look out, kind of neat. And yeah, that one's pretty simple. I got really crazy with the trapdoors. I really like using trapdoors as like roofs in a lot of scenarios now, or even just as like wallpaper and stuff like that is kind of cool as well. So if you haven't messed with that at all, definitely try it out. And then if we head over here, we have the farm area, sort of like animal farm. So there's like the cow pen. We got a little bit of mud and stuff like that in the pig pen. I automated this kind of sort of where you can you stay in there, go in there. Automated this kind of so that way they're sitting on hoppers, so that way this fills up automatically. I made a small little freezer area for whatever reason. Obviously, like, you can't even really access some of the chests and it's kind of useless, but I thought it was just a neat little addition. Got the sheep pen. I even made sure that there was blocks that they couldn't eat off of, so that way they could continue to grow grass, which would be nice. This area connects up to an area that we'll go to in just a moment. I don't think there's anything else that we need to mess with over here. I think we've seen all of this at this point. So we should be good to start going upstairs. By the way, we have the beacon set on haste 2, so that's why the FOV is a little bit like pushed out, I guess. Like, it looks a little bit weird, and I'm obviously moving a lot faster than you would in a normal area. But yeah, so we go up the stairs from the living room. This is the living room right here, just to catch your bearings. So you go up here towards the portal, take a left up the stairs, and then yeah, we had a couple of minecarts here with pigmen that kept coming through the portal, but I ultimately shot them down. Got another little window here that looks over into like the farm pool area. We have this, which used to be like, there was like a wall that went like through here and then through here, and then this block right here was where the enchanting table used to be, but I ended up moving that and making this just a little bit more open, and then this actually connects over to my room right here. So the whole base sort of just has a bunch of different there's fish dying, just a bunch of little areas that sort of intertwine and connect to each other, so you can kind of get around easily if you know where you are and you know what you're doing, I guess. But it's not as easy if you're not the one that built it, I guess. So this leads to just a whole lot more cave. I didn't ever do anything with this. Here's my Christmas storage decorations. I guess someone put snowball penises in here, which is cool. But yeah, we got all of our stockings, which I actually, because this world was playing during Christmas, I put them on the living room furnace down there in little item frames, which was kind of funny. Just a little sitting area with a campfire. If we head back here, this is where I ended up moving the enchanting room to. So there's just a bunch of stone tools here to waste enchantments. If you think you need to like re-roll for a certain thing, you can upgrade to your netherite stuff here. We have a loom for whatever reason. You can repair and disenchant. Anvil, of course. You can I don't know, you can do the like level 1 enchantments or the level 30 enchantments. And then you have a bunch of lapis down here, easy peasy, nothing too crazy. I tried to make sure that I was, you know, spreading a lot of like leaves and foliage and stuff like that around, so that way it looked more natural. If we head down here really quickly, this is just the little area that leads right back to the cow farm, or like the animal farm. So just once again, it all intertwines with each other. If we head up here, this is where it starts to get into Haywood's territory. So I made Haywood a house over here. This one, it's literally just a house in a cave almost. But yeah, you come in here, you've got, that used to be Joffrey, but I guess it's Megathan now. But yeah, Joffrey was in here. I can't remember exactly what happened, but I think he said something happened where he ended up getting out and he fell too many blocks and ended up dying. So replacement slime now. And then he also got a parrot as well. And then I even made him like a little upstairs area, but I don't think we ever did anything with it. Yeah, I don't know, just his small little house. I doubt he even really uses it because he's so busy with the villagers most of the time. But we got our little bartender golem here. Got mending enchantment, all of these stuff. We probably should have put signs on these, but it is what it is. There's also another random librarian over here. I think he's for name tags and other stuff. These are the farmer villagers, so you can just trade a whole bunch of potatoes and carrots, of course. That was his biggest thing. We got another golem to spawn, so we trapped him as well. This was his original automated sort of carrot farm where you can just, you know, hit the lever and it will, you know, shoot them through. I don't think I did that fast enough, but it is what it is. I say that a lot. Anyway, if you come through here, this used to just be like a room that came out like this far, and this was just full of beds, and he would breed them in here, but then he ended up just pushing it back, and he made his own like little village back here, which I thought was really cool. So I'm kind of proud of him for that. He built all of this by himself, and yeah, very cool. So that is the whole base, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that there's anything else that I left out. I was going to start working on this up here. You can see that it's kind of just like a pillar in the middle, and then you can go around it. I was going to sort of like hollow this out and make it like a glass case and put the dragon egg and stuff like that, or just like some other small stuff in here, just as like, I don't know, trophies or whatever, but I never got around to that. I don't think that there's anything else that I needed to show. I think this is pretty much it. This has already been going on for 25 minutes, which is sounds about right, to be honest. There is this, I didn't show this, but there is a giant hole right here that leads all the way to the surface. This is originally where the rooted dirt was from the azalea tree. The azalea tree used to be right up there at the very surface, but I ended up just digging all of this out and using this as a hole to sort of get the animals down here, because obviously those animals didn't spawn down here. I just sort of got wheat and like drew them over to the hole and then push them into the hole, and they would land in the water, and then I would take them to their respective pens. But yeah, that is pretty much the whole base. I mean, I would like to show Weldon's base off as well. We can head over there really quickly. I don't know as much about his base, obviously, because I'm not the one who built it, so he would have to tell you about it more than I would. But obviously we did ice roads in the nether, which is really cool. I always really enjoyed doing these. We looked forever for a fortress, but it turns out that there's one right down there, which was kind of funny. Like, we went so many blocks in every direction in the nether, and we just couldn't find one. And then Weldon was like, oh, there's one just right below our portal. So yeah, that's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Here's his little water elevator that comes up into his basement. He's got his little enchanting room out here. He's got some extra bedrooms. He said that this was the only house that he found a tutorial on that seemed doable for him, that he actually liked. So he built all of this from a tutorial, I think. Which, I mean, I think it looks pretty good. Like, it's not bad. It's not really like my particular like play, you know, or like not play style, but it's not my particular like build style, but I can still appreciate like any sort of build style most of the time. I guess he killed a lot of pillagers at some point, because there's a lot of these banners around. I helped him build that little like railway that actually leads to his spider farm, because he was coming over to our base and using our zombie farm a lot for XP, so he ended up finally finding a farm for his own. But yeah, he just has a village that he has sort of like built up a, you know, big wall around to sort of try to protect them. And yeah, pretty easy, simple. He found this little village and decided to live there, and he built himself a little, you know, farm and everything, and he built it all up for himself. And I'm proud of him, because he's very very unimaginative, I guess. It's hard for him to like build his own things. He just doesn't like doing it, and doesn't really have a whole lot of sense of style, I guess. He's more functionality over looks in most departments. So yeah, this is one thing that I did want to show, though. He has one of the like really cool caves down here, where it's just gigantic. Like, the caves in this update are just so big, it's ridiculous. Like, you can see this thing goes for miles, and it's so much bigger than anything like the old Minecraft updates would have had, which is just so cool. Like, it's ridiculous how like big these caves and stuff are. So honestly, I had a lot of fun this update. This was a huge update to the game, and I thought it was a lot of fun. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The realm is closing in like a day or two, because obviously we're not really playing on it at the moment, and we don't want to keep, or Haywood doesn't want to keep paying for it. Well, he was willing to, but I was like, we're not playing on it, you might as well cancel it. But yeah, I don't know. They've already shown off the, or I think they've released like the preview update or whatever of the next update that's going to have the warden in it, which I'm really excited for. So I'm sure we'll end up playing a little bit whenever that update comes out. So I guess I'll probably end up doing a world tour sometime after that update comes out and we get bored of it. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I know this one was super long and I didn't have the face cam on, but I just wanted to be able to sort of let you guys see everything instead of my stupid face being in the way. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.